Images from 9/11 on display tonight at Ground Zero, a day when so many were lost, so many search for them. Now, many of those searchers are paying the ultimate price. Serious illness may be the 9/11 effect for as many as 70% of the 40,000 emergency and cleanup workers. After the attacks, officials assured the public the air was okay. Of course, we now know it was toxic. Only one death so far is officially blamed on it, but with thousands suffering lung problems and hundreds with cancer, it may only be a matter of time. Here's senior medical correspondent Dr. Sanjay Gupta.
You really don't need a PhD from Harvard to tell you that I don't think the air is really very good.
5 years later, the health effects of September 11th are still coming to light.
7, 8, inhale please.
Jeff Endine is a former detective in the Morris County, New Jersey Sheriff's Office who rushed to Ground Zero on September 11th and worked long shifts for the next 2 months.
I start my day with 3 inhalers and 1 pill, that's for breathing.
This once active man now gets winded, pushing his grandchildren on the swings.
I'm getting tired. I have larynx damage and vocal cord damage, and then the damage in my esophagus.
His is the story of thousands. Survivors suffering from ailments that include scarring of the lungs, bleeding of the sinuses, asthma, acid reflux, migraines, and a persistent hacking cough so common it got its own name, the World Trade Center cough.
We're certainly concerned that many of these people have developed chronic conditions that will be with them for the rest of their lives.
Normally it's a little blacker than it appears here.
Dr. Jacqueline Moline is the medical director of Mount Sinai's World Trade Center Medical Monitoring Program, which has tracked the health of first responders for the past 5 years. Jeff Endine is among them. After years of uncertainty about the cause of his illness, he was on hand when researchers announced a definitive link.
There should no longer be any doubt about the health effects of the World Trade Center.
What they found? Almost 70% of responders now have lung problems, and the effects are likely to be with them for the rest of their lives. Robert Gulak wasn't a first responder. He just worked across the street. He avoided exposure that day, but says when he returned to work a month later in a nearby building, he felt sick almost immediately.
I woke up 2 days after coming to work in the Woolworth building, choking for air, having a big asthma attack.
Gulak says he began wearing a gas mask to work. It wasn't enough.
I've been left with permanent lung damage that shows up on CAT scan. My lungs are scarred, calcified, collapsed to some degree. When I've been exposed to something that irritates the lung, that's when
sick and angry, he has joined a class action lawsuit against the Environmental Protection Agency to get them to adequately test the air and dust around Ground Zero.
All of us worry that in addition to the immediate effect, we were also exposed to substances that will in the long run shorten our lives. Because of the EPA's misinformation, I have been exposed to substances that no person should be exposed to.
In a statement, the EPA says the EPA took more than 10,000 samples of air, water, and dust, yielding over 250,000 results, which are posted on EPA's website. EPA shared test results daily with the New York City Fire Department and others responsible for health and safety at Ground Zero. For Gulak and Endine and thousands of others, the big questions now are, how much worse will their health get? And could cancer be next? The short answer? We just don't know.
I don't think going around with gloom and doom is a good thing. It's going to have to kill me. I'm not going to allow it. It's going to be a hell of a fight. I'm not going to go easy.
Dr. Sanjay Gupta, CNN, reporting.